All right. How you doing, Martin?
I'm doing well. How are you, Eric?
Okay. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. That's great. You know, I'm excited about this. To our audience, my name is Eric Murphy. I'm the co-curator of Recovery ACT, Art, Culture, and Technology, which is showcasing right now at Joyce Gordon Gallery in downtown Oakland, Wednesday through Saturday, noon to 6 p.m. And you can also view the work online at www.rootsartistregistry.com. Again, that's Roots, Roots, Artist, Artist, Registry, Registry.com /Recovery Act. RootsArtistRegistry.com /Recovery Act. We have one of the artists here present. His name is Martin. He's going to talk about his work in the show. Been a fan of his work, and I had to have his work in the show. It's very relevant pieces that he's been working on that just really uh, correlated with the exhibition. So, with that said, can you tell us a little bit about your background and how you got started as an artist, and the mediums you use, especially the currency, which I love, and we go from there.
Yeah, first of all, thank you for having me. I mean, it's an honor to show at the Joyce Gordon Gallery. I first time I went there was when I saw a show with Gabriel Navar.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
yeah, that's when I first met Gabriel, and we have been great friends since, and I always wanted to show there. So I was really honored when you you called me to show some pieces there. Uh, but a little bit of background. I'm from Argentina originally. I'm from Buenos Aires, Argentina, and I came to the States in 2000. Um, and art has always been a part of my life. I always been the kid drawing in class, and I always been inspired and influenced by American culture. Growing up in Argentina, watching movies and cartoons and comics, uh, whatnot, like all about American pop culture, and that's one of the reasons why I came here so young at the age of 18, and yeah, I when I first arrived to the country, actually I didn't do a whole lot of artwork because it was fresh immigrant. It was all about surviving and working for the next day and sending money home. And uh, but eventually I got back into it and took some classes, got more serious about it. Eventually I earned a degree in fine arts in San Francisco State. Um,
Okay.
and and I'm starting, and I want to say about uh, give or take about 10 years ago I started taking illustration and painting more seriously, and then turned to more conceptual art. um, and in college I did a lot of political and conceptual art, mixed media stuff, and the artwork in money and dollar bills that came out of a request that I had by an art gallery I was working on. Um, the request was to do um, West Coast rappers in dollar bills, and I think the first one I did was Easy E. So actually, I had
Oh
to do
yeah.
yeah, I had to do some research in West Coast rap because to be honest, I at the time I wasn't too much into it. It was more like it was a job and do this guy and then do Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre and Ice Cube. Um, but as I kept drawing these guys, I realized that I had not only it was something that looked cool in the build, but it was sort of a political statement on its own, drawing this black artist and some of them actually Muslim artists and in dollar bills and replacing those you know dead white presidents, slave owners, kind of erasing that history from the dollar bill and bringing it more to today and bringing diversity. Um,
Hmm.
so I thought that was kind of powerful on its own, and it's sort of recreating the propaganda that we have on our currency. Because like everywhere you go, every part of the world you go, when you use money, uh, usually what you get in the paper is propaganda from that country,
Hmm.
and and the dollar bill being the most famous in the world, like everybody knows how a dollar bill looks like. So I had a lot of fun, like you know, erasing that history and putting my own take on it. And sometimes it was more political, and others sometimes it was just fun. Uh, in that particular series we have on the gallery, um, it was more. It's kind of a homage to first responders. So I
Hmm.
have there's two nurses, a firefighter, there's a farmer. Um, I also done a series of endangered species, uh, like red wolf and uh, tree frogs. I don't know if I can show in the camera real quick. It's from another
Oh, pretty
series.
good. Hold it steady. Hold it steady. Just for a sec.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's good.
it's red wolf that I think is close
Yep.
to being extinct, and and tree climbing frog. Yeah.
That's really good. Yeah, I can see it. Yeah.
But sometimes they're more fun and about but also about representation. This is Selena Williams using the Wonder Woman.
Oh, so with the Wonder Woman armor.
Yeah.
Nice.
So it's I mean, right now there's so much people are more aware about representation,
Hmm.
uh, and it's something I didn't think about too much when I was in Argentina. I was really young when I was there, but uh, here it became more and more clear the need of representation.
Hmm.
Um, Actually, I had a friend that he like um, he passed away, but he got devoted a lot of his work to
Sorry, Martin, can you repeat that last part? It froze a little bit.
keeps evolving as I work on it.
Okay, sorry, you're it's freezing a little bit.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
Uh,
Can you hear me
all right,
now? Okay.
great. I think yeah, I can hear you now. Okay. Yeah, go ahead. I think I can hear you now. You're good.
Yeah. Then now we're showing the pieces there in the gallery. Five when you see it,
Oh.
there's, oh, wait, there's something else there that doesn't belong. So like playing with that idea.
Say, I'm sorry. Can you repeat that last part? It froze a little bit.
Oh yeah, yeah. So I'm saying it's a fun medium to work with because it's playing with something we're used to, something it's familiar with us, and
Mm-hmm.
kind of gives you that second takes, like, oh wow, what's going on there? Like it's like a little surprise to see something different on the bill.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, is there any like personal reason you decide to focus on the first responders, or is this more like your general response to um, just to pay a tribute, or did you feel like certain groups were under appreciated or underrepresented in any particular way?
Yeah, definitely. And actually, the one we're showing right now, that one I did. I think I did it last year or the year before, and those three are part of the series that I did. Where yeah, I wanted to represent on the doorbell someone different than Washington, um, because putting him on a doorbell is basically you know the biggest pedestal we can think of, right? That's something we see his image, um, thousands, maybe even millions of times in our lifetime, right?
Yeah,
Uh,
exactly.
yeah, so I wanted to imagine like what would it be to put um, other Americans that they contribute uh, to our society, right? So that's why I did the farmer, the nurse, and the firefighter. But yeah, especially I want to say the farmer was probably the most, to me, the most important to represent because yeah, usually we take for granted where food comes from.
Mm-hmm.
So it was important for me to add him. Um, and but and then the other ones, the other two also. I mean, I don't know if they're as much unrepresented, but there were also fun imagery there that I wanted to do too. The nurse, actually like nursing and taking care of well, in this case, Washington, but representing how they take care of, physically everyone. Well, especially now,
Mm-hmm.
it turned out, even though I did it before. But and the firefighter, I mean, I just wanted to do that. I just wanted to burn that bill and see how it looked like. Uh,
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about that, and one is aesthetically it looks really cool. It just really adds to the character of the bill, but also for obvious reasons, it's a good reference to the danger that they endure in terms of doing the work that they do in terms of saving lives and putting out fire, and so that's a good representation in that aspect also.
yeah, and that's uh, I play with the idea of doing larger pieces with maybe prints or something, but there's something about working with the real dollar bill that I think makes it special. Uh, so it wouldn't be the same. So that's why I want to play with even more with that medium and see.
Lost your audio a little bit. Are you still there?
I I looked it up and I think I'm on the safe side. I think you have to like change the denomination and or deface it more than 50%.
Gotcha. Yeah, I was curious about that. How does that work in terms of not infringing or getting in trouble, basically? So,
But it always comes down to also I think the FBI has probably bigger problems right now than getting me for drawing doodles on dollar bill. So
yeah.
yeah,
And then there's also the artistic license too. So if you completely reimagining something to the point it can't be misinterpreted as an actual usable currency, then that's not exactly some I believe will be of conflict. It's more of an artistic license.
yeah,
Uh, so
yeah.
yeah.
That's at least that's what I think. But yeah, I can show
Well,
you
this is
also.
another one of your pieces.
Yeah, actually, I've been working on my website before, and I forgot to add the little pieces. Um, Here's one of the latest ones. I think you might like this one.
Oh yeah, I love that one.
And that
Yeah,
one,
I love movies. I love I'm into the pop culture, so I love Bruce Lee, and that's a good tribute to Bay Area icon.
exactly, yeah, like Bay Area,
Yeah.
born in San Francisco, lived in Oakland for a while,
Hmm.
and and again, going back to diversity. I mean, he's single-handedly changed how Americans view Chinese people.
Yeah, exactly.
Influenced, so many people around the world. Just like his amazing. Uh, I mean, his life in general, his philosophy. But yeah, that's the kind of stuff that interests me. Beyond. I mean, making it look cool is always important too, but if he has a little,
Hmm.
it's a nice bonus.
Oh, great, great. So I got another question for you. What does recovery mean to you? Whether it's personal, historic, or dealing with our current pandemic, what is your interpretation of recovery, and what does it mean to you? Uh,
Yeah, I mean, um, like you, I also work in art gallery too, and I think about that. What this how we're gonna recover from this, and I don't know what comes to mind is it's crazy how even a crisis like this
hmm.
ended up being uh, politicized, and how they're still, even in times like this, there seems to be like two bands of people, two ways of thinking. Um, I feel like you always think like when it comes to times like we're living now, we all kind of unite and work together, but uh,
Hmm.
like emphasize what people already thought before. Mm, but at the same time, I think that those problems got intensified, and like what we've seen, there's more awareness of police profiling, police brutality, and I hope. Well, what I would like to see is that the recovery, it's not only getting rid of this virus, but hopefully when we get to the other side, um, we have even more awareness of uh, you know racial injustice and equality, and just maybe we actually work together to get rid of these society problems that already existed before, but
Mm-hmm.
I think because of the pandemic, and because it intensified all these problems, um, it's more in it's more in everybody's face now. So
Yeah,
hopefully
exactly.
that'll be one good thing that comes out of it. That maybe we needed this. Um, I don't know how to call it, but we needed this to be shaken a little bit, um, to figure out how to solve these social injustices that have been happening for so long. I don't know if that makes sense.
Exactly. Exactly. I'm totally in agreement with you. We were discussing that with one of the other artists. It's unfortunate all the deaths around COVID and what happened with George Floyd. But it seemed like for some reason this year, like all the things people been addressing for years that needed change is finally coming to a head and finally being taken serious, and we finally seeing actual steps to with the removing of the Confederate flag and firing officers with for misconduct instead of just putting them on administrative leave and then bringing them back. It's just so many things have been addressed over the years, and now with the COVID and all the civil unrest, it's as uncomfortable as it is. I feel like things are getting addressed and starting to go in the direction it should be. And so
Yeah,
I'm glad you mentioned that.
I think people are finally listening. I think that's maybe um, the only thing that changed, because this incidents have been happening since for a long time.
Hmm.
So I think, yeah, maybe the only difference is that people will start to listen, and I guess technology is part of it.
Yep.
Before it's more like maybe you heard these things happening, but now people are actually seeing it. Um, so yeah, maybe like I said, maybe when we get to the other side of this, we live hopefully in um, in a better society to live in.
Exactly, and I'm glad you mentioned it too. I think technology in this case really starting to play a role in helping to um, reveal like a lot of what's going on, as opposed to people brushing off testimony. So now they have the visual evidence of what's going on in our societies, and they have no choice but to take it more serious. So it's good to see some aspect of technology working in our favor.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right. Yeah, there's only so much you can, close your eyes or turn away. It's out there. If people are not informed, it's because they they're really trying not to get informed. You know what I mean?
Exactly, and it's still that old saying, "Seeing is believing." You stick it in their face where they can't deny it, and then and then the understanding starts to kick in.
Yeah, and to be honest, you know, like uh, I come from Argentina, like I said, where you know racism is there, like it's a common thing, um, but it's more. I want to say it's more upfront, like people to people. You you get called things, but
Sorry, the camera froze a little bit.
the in bar station, I forget the name now. Uh,
Oh, Oscar Grant.
was that Fruitvale? Yeah, Fruitvale Station.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when that happened, and my first reaction was like, you know, it must have been an accident, like that can't be that can't be a thing, right? Um, that a policeman would shoot a person, you know, in front of everybody. Uh, like he must have gotten the gun instead of the taser. So it took me a little while to process and realize how the system play against minorities, and just something that's
Mm-hmm.
been going on for so many decades. Um, so yeah, I'm glad that now people are like me too. Like we're more aware how not only that what's happening, but how it came to be, and how it's something that is like deeply rooted in a system.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. So, before we go, do you have any upcoming projects or exhibitions that we should know of, or keep an eye out for?
Not exhibitions. I'm actually I'm taking a break from the doorbells, and I'm working with like 3D with sculptures. Something I've been wanting to do for since forever. Whenever I took art classes, for one reason or another, I couldn't take a sculpture. It was always 2D. So now I'm starting to get my hands on it, but I don't have anything really polished yet. And when it's ready, I guess I'm gonna show it and see how it looks. But yeah, for now I'm taking a little break from the bills.
Oh, okay. Great, great. Well, I look forward to. I'll stay in touch. Look forward to seeing what you come up next. Much shout out to Gabriel Navarre. Thank you for connecting me with this amazing artist, Martine. And yes, the exhibit will be up through August 29th. You could come in the gallery and see Martine's work in person. There's nothing like live. We're safe. We got the hand sanitizer, the gloves. We're abiding by the Alameda County COVID-19 safety measures. So come on in. The gallery's safe. See Martin's work. Wednesday through Saturday, Wednesday through Saturday, 12 to 6, 406 14th Street in downtown Oakland, or you can see Martin's work here online at www.rootsartistregistry.com.
All right. Thank you so
All
much,
right,
Eric.
thank you. All right, thank you, Martin.
Bye bye.